This video is going to be a little bit different. I'm just going to talk to you sitting in my car, and you probably would have guessed from the title of this video. If you have been following me for a little while, my old channel, which I'm now kind of using as a backup to this one, has just hit 1,000 subscribers. I've been posting on that across 9 years, on and off here and there. There's like over 400 videos on that, and to some people that might not look like a lot, but for me that was a milestone that I've wanted to hit for a long time, and just proved to me that if you put your mind to something, you can do it. Yes, it's not 5,000, 10,000, 100,000, a million, which when you look at other people and what they've done, but in order to get there, you need to get another subscriber. But they are actually people. And I watched a video from the guy that runs, I think it's like Cortez, the clothing brand, and where he's come from. And he said you only need 500 people to really vibe with the business, what you're building, to really change your life, where you can make like 120 grand a year, which puts you in like the 1% population of like high earners. And with where I want to go with my life now, building a dessert business, I really look at what he said. But I wanted to come on here and just make a video and just share a little bit more about me, so you can see that within my videos, and I might be able to relate to you on some things, and you see a lot of you in maybe what I'm trying to do. Again, I'm nothing special, so I don't want to try and be on here and try and be some influencer, but I use YouTube sometimes as a way to obviously learn, but not like escape from my life. But there's so many people online that I've watched that I feel like I relate to so much, and they inspire me to go after the things that I want to, that I don't need permission from anyone to go and do that. And I get that from them. I'm not saying you should have that with my videos, but that could maybe inspire you too, because I'm in the early stages, very, very early stages. Haven't even got a business yet, but I've got an idea, and just showing you I don't care what people think. People doubt you, people think it's cringy, and then just do it. And to kind of bring you back, like I turned 27 like 2 weeks ago, and for a long time growing up watching YouTube and social media and not having made a $1 million business by the time I was like 20 years old, I felt like a bit of a failure. But at the same time, I just didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. My ultimate dream is to have my own business, to be able to live comfortably on that. And like an ideal number, like if I could make 150 grand a year from my own business, I'll be more than happy. Yes, it'd be great doing 7 figures a year, 9 figures a year, right? But I don't think that's really what I want to do with what that requires, building a massive business, a massive team. And some people want to do that, and that's okay. But I think honestly, if I ask myself a question, do I want to do that right now in my life? No. I would like to be able to build a business where after tax, everything, I'm bringing home like 10 grand a month. Genuinely, that would make my life, that would just change everything. I'd be so happy. And I want to do that with something I feel really passionate about. And I was speaking to a friend earlier. I am not the one to just go after money and build something for the money. Obviously, yes, money changes a lot of things, but I need to be somewhat passionate about it. When there's passion behind it, for me, I'll just work every hour of the day, and I just love it. There's a different side to me for that. But I've had jobs where it was just put money on the table, and it made me so unhappy. But to bring you back sort of to a little bit about me is, like, I turned 27 recently. For a long time I've been lost, but when I was younger, I think I was like 8 or 9 months old, my dad died of skin cancer. He was 27 years old. It was a month before his 28th birthday. He died on December the 3rd. His birthday was January the 16th. And right now I'm 27. So pretty much in 11 months time, I'm going to be older than my dad ever was. And I'm just going through a period in my life at the minute where, like, I heard my dad's voice as an adult growing up for the first time in a video where I saw him and my mum get married, and he was doing his wedding speech. I obviously heard it when I was a kid, but I just never could bring myself to listen to it. And now, being his age, I've got a house, girlfriend, I wanted to start learning about him a bit more. And about 2.5 years after that, a stepdad that I had for 13 years came into my life, and let's just say, like, when I got to the age of 15, he just wasn't the nicest to people. Let's just put it that way. Wasn't the nicest to my mum, wasn't the nicest to me and my sister. Obviously we have my brother, just different dads, and I love my family and we're incredibly close. But yeah, he just not the nicest person for a long time in my childhood. I just felt like I was walking on eggshells the entire time. You know, he'd go away for like 2-3 days for work, and when I'd hear that car pull up in the driveway, it just send sort of shivers down my spine, and I just was not happy at all. Just put me on edge. I'd get insulted a lot. It was more just like emotionally very, very difficult. Never physically or anything like that. It was never that kind, but just was not the nicest of people. And for a long time, I struggled with confidence, and I just never saw like that love in my house. I got it from my mum, but just from a father figure, I never had that. And I always thought I was chasing somebody's love and approval, and I never got it. So I became very distant from people growing up, and I didn't have loads of friends. When I was going through school, like, you could consider I was in this popular group, which is a cringy to say, but I was like the least popular person in that popular group. There was a lot of people I played football with and whatnot. And yeah, then when I kind of left, you know, your dream is to be a professional footballer. That wasn't going to happen. And I got into fitness. First year of college, I started taking sport. Thought I was going to be a sport teacher, PE teacher. That wasn't the case. And then second year, I ended up taking basically personal training, 2-year course. Did that, got qualified. At the time, I was working at Waitrose part-time. And then when I left college, I believe I went there full-time for a little bit. Then transitioned to working on the gym floor for everyone active in the UK. I'm down south, so I worked for a company there. I think I did that. I'm trying to get my timelines right for like 2.5 years. Then I started doing my own stuff, like freelance, where I would pay rent to a gym. It was like this rugby club gym, which the guy there, legend in the town, and he built that up, worked with a rugby club, and has turned it into something amazing. And did that for like, I think it was like a year and a half, along with building up my circuit classes. I did that in a local hall in the town, and that was pretty good. I think I did 1 or 2 a week. Get my stand and everything, my speaker, and I always look forward to that. Sometimes people didn't turn up, sometimes it quite a big turnout. And when COVID came around, I couldn't do any of the in-person stuff, and I didn't really have anything online at the time, and I had to sort of adjust. And I had really big connections within the fitness space locally, so where I've been documenting everything on YouTube, Instagram. Don't get me wrong, I didn't have a big following, but I had a bit of an understanding of how to get a lot of clients from social media with in-person locally. So I started helping fitness coaches with doing that. A lot of these fitness coaches were doing online as well, so I had to adjust and adapt to that, but it was kind of the same similar thing. So I built a content marketing agency, and that fluctuated. Like, I'm not going to try and act like I was some incredible entrepreneur. That wasn't the case. It fluctuated. My best month I did was like $6,000, but then it'd always fluctuate from about 1.2 to maybe 3 grand, being realistic. And obviously then you pay tax on that and stuff, so it wasn't really anything crazy, but it was helping me get by. On the side, I was selling mystery boxes on eBay. That was not long term. That just put money in my pocket because it kept getting flagged, obviously, because I wasn't being clear on what was in those boxes. But like over 90 days, I'd make like 1.8k, so I think it was like an extra maybe 300, 500 pounds a month, really. A little bit more than that, which is good. But I'd literally go to the local 99p store. They'd have boxes at the front that you could use. I'd take those, I'd go to the back, get £10 worth of electrical items, and then sell it for like £47 on eBay. That worked. And then I had someone say like, can you show me how to do that? I did that, and then they did it on Etsy, and they sold one for like £70. And I was like, whoa, okay, let me try that. I did that, and then I sold one for like 300 to 500 pounds. I think it was like 300 pounds, and Mr. Beast bought it. I remember seeing a payment get declined or not follow through, but I looked at the email, and it was basically obviously the person who worked at Mr. Beast, and then at mrbeast.com, and I was like, whoa, that's interesting. So I reached out, said, do you still want the box? They were like, yes. And then they bought it. And at the time I was building meme pages on TikTok. they blew up. One of my videos got like 1.2 million. It was like this motivational page, some like Kobe Bryant or whatever, and the page started growing. I can't remember what it got to. Was it like 8 or 10,000, maybe even more? I can't even remember. I've got screenshots on my phone. And my uncle was out in Mexico with his girlfriend, and they were trying to build a business out there. And I was just speaking with him, and at that time I wasn't doing fitness coaching anymore either. I was still doing online marketing stuff, doing a little bit there, and then I was working for like Estee Lauder in like a factory, basically putting stuff in boxes. And I literally lasted 3 weeks because I eventually went out to Mexico to meet my uncle, and we just tried turning maybe the meme page / mystery box thing, and we tried making a legit business. But my uncle's got a background in like software development, building apps, quite creditable in that space, made quite a lot of money, and he wanted to go down the route of helping people sort of with money. Not management, but like the money side of things. And it just didn't feel right for me because I didn't want to make money teaching people about money when I hadn't made money like that. So I eventually left, came back to the UK, started working at a coffee shop, which I am managing now, which complete full circle. And then again, was still doing the marketing stuff too. Then it got to a point where I started working with a mentor of mine. He was helping me build my agency, American guy. And then I became like a client success manager, managing like 70 of his clients. Learned a lot about ads. That helped me grow my business a little bit more. And then that kind of fizzled out, but it allowed me to move out for the first time, got my own flat. And then I adjusted from that. That kind of fizzled. He was changing his business, wasn't too reliable. So then from there, I got a job trying to market for like a embroidery machine company. They do like screen printing for the print. They sell printers that do screen printing, embroidery. And then I'm not joking, I literally lasted 2 months, and then the boss brought me into the office, and then they fired me. They just didn't feel like it was the right fit. Then from there, I went to go and do another marketing job for recruitment, because they were a bit more up with the times. They were younger and they understood what I was trying to do. The other people were a little bit older, stuck in their ways, and they didn't understand sort of the new way of doing sort of social media stuff. And this the recruitment place said you make a lot more money doing the selling side, and I obviously had some sales experience, so I was like, great, I'll do that. And just the recruitment side, I'll be honest, like I just couldn't really get to grips with recruitment. No issues with the calls, anything like that, but it was just like the knowledge and learning the industry. Like I said before, like I have to be really passionate about something, and I really struggled with that. Don't get me wrong, I made a couple of sales here and there. First company I was at, great, learned a lot. Went on to a second company, learned a lot there. And you have like 6 months probation period, and you got to hit certain targets within that. When I joined the second company, I had 6 month probation period, and within that time I was meant to hit 100% placements, which meant I found the client, I got the job, and then I found the candidate that got that position. And at the end, I got 2.7. 2 of those are mine, 1 was a split with my boss, but I got like 7 offers within that time. Unfortunately, some people took counter offers from the company they're at, or took other offers that they had from other companies that were more, and I lost out on that. And then I had my probation extended, but some of the targets that were set for me, realistically with the position I was in, I wasn't going to hit, and then I got let go from that. And if anything, it's all worked out for the best. At the time, you don't see that. And then now, I am at the coffee shop when I came back from Mexico. I'm now managing that 5 days a week. I've got a great relationship with the boss. Some of the ideas we want to do with expanding and growing that coffee shop is great. We've got a really busy summer, so we're going to get past that. We're going to build a really solid team. And then after that, the boss is looking to expand on other company, well, not other companies, but other ways he wants to maximize the machines and stuff that we have, you know, like doing a desserts side of the business in the evenings, certain days of the week. He is like a pizza connoisseur, so wants to try and incorporate that element. It'll probably be a separate business, but my goal here is to basically get to a point where I can kind of run this coffee shop on my own. Obviously I won't be, we'll be working together, and he's be managing a lot of it, but where I can take a lot of that time off of him. And I want to get to a point where like I'm learning everything about this type of business, because my goal now is I've been in fitness for a long time, and I've always wanted to be a part of it. It's just I don't see myself as being a fitness coach anymore. Still go to the gym, still build up myself with the workouts, fitness events, challenges I want to do, and I like documenting that, but I don't want to be a fitness coach. But I still want to be within that industry. And now I love desserts. I have such a sweet tooth, and I also want to create clean versions of those desserts with a little bit of protein in them. Not crazy amounts for the hardcore gym audience, you know, like 50 grams of protein, but maybe sitting around like the 16 to 22 gram of protein mark. And that's what I kind of set on right now. But to get here, it's been a long journey. Like I've been making content for like 10 years, like nearly a decade. When I turned 27 now. Yeah, it's literally been a decade of me making content. I remember back in the day, good friend of mine, Jack Talman, he was like the first person at school that was really documenting making content, and a lot of people took the piss out of him, made fun of him. But I really admired that and the confidence that he had to go after it. And he was the first person that helped me with what camera to get, how to shoot, helped me with filming my first video. And yeah, I'll never forget that. He was a big reason for why I started this. And look, I've not blown up, but what I have realized, you don't need to blow up to build a successful business. Yes, it's great, but you want to build it with the right people. And for a long time, like I said, I went through school, college, with my old YouTube channel, getting made fun of. People saying I was gay for making videos, I was so cringy. People would literally lie in bed, taking screenshots of the video I was watching. Some people would make fun of it, some people liked it. Some people that I knew from school would send me a Snapchat and be like, can you send me a voice message of you singing happy birthday to my friend because she watches your videos? Or there was one time, this was during COVID, someone messaged me saying, hey, would you ever come to a pub to speak to my friend, like wish them a happy birthday, like you're invited? And like, I've just hit 1,000 subscribers on that channel, and at the time I must have had like 500. So like some people really liked it. I guess I didn't see the that type of, not value back then, but I didn't feel like I was really building an audience. And I struggled so much with my confidence. At times I was a scrawny kid, then I put a fair bit of weight on, was scrawny again. I've just gone through these ups and downs of really questioning who I was, what I want to do in my life. And that is, I guess, the evolution of as you grow up and going through life as you become an adult. And there's so many times where I just had no clue what I was doing, especially when I was not a fitness coach anymore, and I identified myself as that for so long. I went through so many sort of like little crises, if that's how you say it, crises, where obviously I had a family event happen when I was 15, and it just completely changed everything. I became the man of the house. I was trying to be a role model for my sister, my brother, support my mum, and I've still not been able to necessarily support financially with my mum that I would like. But like that is like my tunnel vision now over the next sort of 3 years before I turn 30. Is like my goal is to like be able to give my mum a check that has like 10, 20, 30 grand on it, where it's like, look, you use this to just go on holidays. She's got a boyfriend now, which is really good. Just have that for yourself to go on holidays. I want to get to a point where I'm paying her rent and everything like that. I've got to obviously take it step by step. But like that's my next goal, is to just like build this business, get it so good I can give my mum a check that's like, here's 10 grand on your time off of work, go on these holidays, book them, don't care about how much, like just book them. I want her to live her life. And yeah, my mum's my biggest role model, my biggest superhero, and I feel like I've been able to set a good example for like my brother and sister, even though they're their own people and they're amazing. But like I just take that weight on my shoulders, and I still do now. Like I'm not where I want to be financially or I want to be in my career, but I know I have the mindset and discipline in order to do that. But the reason why I'm saying this is for you who's watching this as well. You might be lost, not knowing what you want to do or where you want to go in your life. And I've been there so many times, and I feel like only now I've just figured that out. And being 27 and I'm working in this coffee shop, and I used to think people that I used to serve that I'd be at school were like, why are you there? Like being in corporate, trying to work your way up that corporate ladder. Sorry, I'm trying to deal with some fucking hay fever at the minute. I've got some of the tablets in the car, so just on the edge of getting out of that. But I don't care anymore. Like I love I'm finally in a position in my life. Like I'm making, like my base salary when I was in recruitment I was like 1,600 a month. Plus, obviously, that gives you an incentive to then get the commissions. I'm making nearly $1,000 extra after that a month in what I'm doing now, with the opportunities for increasing that income with other areas of the company. And I'm just happier. I'm learning about the business. I love the interactions with the customers, and working on recipes to help similar with what I'm doing. Like, I'm just in the environment I need to be in. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me, really. Love fitness. I'm a huge Arsenal fan, so hopefully we can bring this league home. Shame about the whole Carabao Cup situation with Man City, but I think we'll come back fighting. I love just being with my friends, my family. Big family orientated person. Got 2 cats. I want to build. I'm just gonna keep this raw and real. Like, no edits. I just want to finally be able to build something that I can call my own. That with the dessert brand, I want to build an indulgent dessert. Just so happens to have 16, 20, 22 grams of protein in it. Not full of a load of crap. And build a community of really like-minded people. Like a strong culture of people to just go after their goals and what they want to do. I think for a long time I've tried to look for permission from other people, and I think now I've got to a point in my life I just don't care. I don't care what people think about me. I don't care what people think I should do. Like, I'm just gonna go and do what I want to. And recently, like, we've had a couple of scares with some family members. I had a cousin that got into a car accident. My granddad had a stroke, and this was in the space of like 10 days of each other. And like, I could have been going to 2 funerals. My cousin has 2 kids. Like, it really put into perspective for me like how precious life really is. And I'm not trying to get all deep and whatever, but especially with everything that happened with my dad, died of skin cancer, so young, having 2 kids, married to my mum. I'm now 27. I just want to be unapologetically myself and do the things that I want to do. And I want to make a good amount of money. I'm not going to shy away from that, but I want to do it in a way that makes me happy. I can bring value to other people. I don't need to be making 10 million a year. I want to put a good amount into stocks, so eventually when I retire, I'm set up, we're good. And I want to build a business that I can still go on holiday. I'm not a slave to my business. Makes me good money. I'm just living a happy life. I can support my family. I think that's what people really want at the end of the day. And yeah, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a challenge to get there. But that's just a little bit about me, really. I'm just an everyday guy, and nothing special about me in the slightest. And I love making videos. I love content. I love documenting my journey. And everyone's on a different timeline. But yeah, we see people crushing it at a younger age, and I salute them and respect to them. But everyone is different. And I think the sooner you can be honest with yourself and what you want right now in your life, that will change, the better, really. And I'm not saying you can't go and build a company that is doing, 9 figures a year. It's just, do you want that lifestyle? And that's not for everybody. And I think it took me a long time to admit that. I was trying to be somebody I wasn't. And now I know the person that I want to be right now in this stage of my life. It's just building that. So if this is something that you vibe with as well, then subscribe to this channel. And I look forward to speaking with you, messaging with you. I want to actually get to know you guys that are following this account. So be sure to follow my Instagram. I'll be on the either screen or link down below. And yeah, I appreciate your time.